ladies and gentlemen,
freaks and geeks,
boys and girls,
children of all ages.
Are you ready for a frightening
good time
on tonight's episode of Saturday Night Nightmare? That's right, and with the howling of the wolf, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to give you the most frightening, spooky, and scary movies that we can find. Sometimes hilarious, but hey, who's counting, right?
Right.
But anyway, we got a nice special treat for you guys tonight.
It's one I have not seen.
Yes, you know.
And know nothing about.
Yes, because, you know, majority of the movies she has not seen. But this one, she doesn't even know what it's about. That's the coolest part.
I just heard that it existed and that it was okay.
Yeah.
So I picked it.
Yes. That movie, ladies and gentlemen, is Jeepers Creepers. Yes, Jeepers Creepers.
Where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers. What?
No.
Where'd you get them eyes?
Yeah. But yes, Jeepers Creepers is the movie for tonight. I will not give any details about this movie, but I do have to let people know, if you want to see this movie, the movie is on Amazon Prime, because that's where we...
For rent.
For rent. If you want to rent it, it's like $3, so $4. But it's okay, it's worth it. You know. I kind of give a small detail of what the movie's about, but I kind of want her to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So...
I didn't even read the description on the site. Like,
no, she
going
did not.
in completely blind.
No, she did not. And I'm kind of glad. Because this movie is pretty decent. Has cool twists in it. But,
cool.
Without further ado, people, make sure you like, share, subscribe for all our Saturday night fun-filled week.
And thanks so much for those of you that are leaving these awesome comments so far. We really appreciate it.
We sure do. We love our fans that have been leaving us comments about, you know, how awesome the reactions are and everything, but also the ones who kind of educate us on certain things about the movie or, you know, about certain things. Recently, I was just talking to someone of Korean descent from our last video that we did of Train to Busan, basically reassuring me about the last name, first name thing, but he gave me a few other cool things, which is really
awesome.
cool.
So thank you so much.
Your name is right here in the Hall of Fame. I'm making sure that your name was pretty difficult to say, so I'm going to put it up here above us. Thank you for that wonderful comment, and please keep sending in those comments. Mm-hmm. We love hearing them, and we love, you know, commenting back to you and all that stuff. And again, as usual, I'm gonna say it at the end too. Throw us suggestions of any horror movie you can find that you want us to watch and you want us to react to. Mm-hmm. We're actually looking for some ones that's really going to make us jump.
And here's the thing, if you really want to freak us out, anything with dolls for him.
Yes.
For me, I like things with jump scares.
Clowns too.
And yeah, clowns. You all saw my killer clowns reactions.
Yeah.
I've seen all of the It's, and I adore them. If you can, stay away from torture porn. No.
But yes, anything that you want us to react to and you want us to literally be frightened in our pants about, put it in the comments down below, please.
I'm frightened in my pants.
Yes, frightened in my pants. But yeah, so yes, comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you get updated on anything
Ding-a-ling.
Saturday Night Nightmare related. Without further ado, we're gonna start. God damn it.
I'm sorry.
I tried to keep a straight face.
I'm in a mood.
Without further ado, we're gonna start Jeepers Creepers.
I thought those were paintings on the wall at first.
Oh no, those are bodies.
The guy has a very interesting sense of interior design. Whoa!
That thing got style.
Sure.
And a sense of humor.
Can't forget the head.
He just pulled a Jackie Chan on that bitch.
Nope. Ah! Keep going! Yep. Oh, I called it.
Wait. Oh, I forgot this part.
So he is really a fucking demon.
Oh. Took his heart out. God damn.
Damn. That's interesting. Yep.
He skinned his ass.
Yep. Had just enough creep factor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting that they did borrow some of the tropes from it.
Yes.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
Which came well before this, so they definitely borrowed the trope.
Of course.
I like how they threw a little Freddy Krueger in there too at the end with the industrial
The boiler room type
room situation.
Yeah.
A lot of nice creep factor. Special effects were good.
Okay.
Special effects were definitely good. I think it also gave almost like a House of Wax feel. With the
I do like that set with the bodies in the beginning.
Yeah, and they were definitely treated with something like, you know.
He did what's his name? Justin Long's character, Derry. He did say that
it was solid.
Or petrified.
Almost like petrified wood.
Like
so he did
wood.
something like that, but it did, like I said, they did look like wax figures, kind of like House of Wax.
Yeah.
So it definitely borrowed some tropes from different things, which was really kind of interesting. Yeah, the whole demon thing. Special effects were good. Stunt guy, holy moly, gotta figure out who that stunt guy was, because he was fantastic. Especially with those car jumps. And I kind of want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been the guy who does Jason Voorhees.
You mean the one that's very famous?
Yes.
No, that wasn't him.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, because I thought I heard something along the lines of a story that he told about working on a movie where he did something like that. I could be mistaken. I'll have to Google it.
Yeah. And please let me know if I'm wrong.
But makeup was super neat. Like, it was all practical effects.
With a little bit of animatronics with the head thing.
Yeah,
too.
well, that's still a practical effect. You know, puppetry and makeup is all practical, and like, you know, the
wings I did feel were kind of.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah, but it is 2001.
It is 2001, and the fact that they were able to get that mechanical, leathery wing going, and if you remember, they did get the shit beat out of them by What was that, a 1970 something Chevy?
Probably a 1960 something. Yeah.
But like they, so for the, the shape that they were supposed to be in, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And like I was saying before, that close up you get of the demon's face, you saw no seams in the prosthetics.
Yes.
The only thing you did see was the outline of the contact, but again, that's very hard to like avoid.
Of course it is.
Especially if somebody has an extra white cornea or whatever. These days, they probably would have fixed that with a little CGI, but who gives a shit?
I completely understand. And one of the coolest, interesting things about the antagonist is that he was extremely selective with his killings.
Yes. Yeah, he was going
had a purpose.
Right. He wasn't just like kill with
kill.
Yeah, exactly. Just kill with abandon. He picked and chose his victims for their different attributes. He ate the sheriff's tongue. He took people's lungs so he could breathe. He ate the prisoner and the prisoner and the cop to replace his missing arm and leg that the kids had run over.
He took the heart from the one cop at the top of the stairs
because he got shot in the heart, right. I think, by the cat lady.
And then he took the eyes from Derry.
Right.
At the end.
Exactly. Which was super crazy. As far as the characters go, I am not gonna lie, typical stupid white teenagers.
Yeah.
Fairly predictable in their actions of, what stupid shit am I gonna do and get myself in trouble now?
I compared them to teenagers of like the 80s horror movies.
Yeah.
And this is like 20 years later.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. It's that predictability. It's that stupid teenager, college kid trope.
Yeah.
It was funny because the way it started out, I kept thinking like, wait, have I seen this? Because it started out in that very similar, we're kids on a road trip. This is, shit's about to go down. I didn't ever see this, though. Right. It was just one of those, because it had
the same tropes.
Right, it had the same tropes, that's why.
Gotcha.
The girl, good lord, I hated her.
Yeah.
So much. Because there were times where she was just a bitch to be a bitch.
Yeah.
She had over-the-top reactions for stupid things. Like when, for example, when she's looking through the two-way glass in the mirror, she's sitting there just primping herself and looking at herself in the mirror.
I did see one point where she was trying to see through it.
Right. But then Derry grabs her and is like, come on, get away. And she's fighting him like, eh. I'm like, why do you need to stand in front of that? Why are you fighting him to move away from that spot?
Here's the thing about those two as well. It was like a seesaw moment with these two.
Who's going to be more dumb at what moment?
Like she was being this bitchy ass, bitch in the beginning.
Bitch, yes.
And he was kind of being the annoying little brother or whatnot.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, let's go help the person at the abandoned church. Oh right. My God, what if it was you? And she's all like, fine. But then, oh, hey, this house has a phone. And he's all like, do you really want... I was like, You guys are literally just switching characters.
It really
throughout
was.
The movie.
It really was very
you guys can't stay as your own character. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, that was a little annoying.
Yeah.
But as far as like the story, it was an interesting story.
Very simple, yeah.
Again, like I said, it borrowed a lot of tropes from a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. They made like I think 3 sequels to this.
Yes, I did see that they had quite a few. Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. I had a couple of jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Had the willies a couple of times, you know, like waiting or kind of seeing. And like I said, Justin Long screams really well. Like that whole thing where they're panning down, going towards his, like every time he screamed, I was like, my skin crawled. And I was like, ugh. Oh God, what is he doing to him? What is he doing to him? And I mean, they fucked him up a bit, you know.
Yeah, took out the eyes.
Cinematography, I thought, was pretty good. There were some really cool shots, and uses of light.
Though I did feel the movie was sometimes too dark at times.
Right, but again, then they used that light to further the story in that darkness.
Because when the demon is there, it works perfectly.
Right.
But when it's just people, it's not. It doesn't transfer. For me, it doesn't transfer well.
Can you give me an example?
Okay, for instance, the police station.
Yeah.
When they went to the lady's house at the
further the police station?
Okay,
what
the
part?
police station. Once the lights shut off, basically everything was dark except for the main characters, and it seemed kind of unbelievable in a way. You know what I'm saying? And then when they went to the when the one cop went downstairs to the cells
with the flashlight.
No, yeah, that part, that's fine. Okay, so the thing with a flashlight, especially, I know I might be delving into a realism a bit, but with the thing with a mag light, which is what that cop had, that thing will flash the entire bottom room down there.
Fair.
But I do understand it's for the creep factor of the movie.
Yeah, it's the dramatic emphasis.
Yeah, no, I get that. Another thing is that bothered me, and this had nothing to do with even though it's kind of like a silly thing, but you see it in almost every horror movie that has a police station. There is auxiliary power,
which eventually did go on.
It should have came on the second it went out, but
I give it that it's a podunk little town.
Yes, I get. That's what I said. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I give it that. And yes, it's a horror movie. It's trying to go with the suspense, and fine. I will live with that. And the dumb part that these guys were shooting at sounds.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was very dumb. But again, Podunk Town, they're bringing in a guy that steals crappy cars, probably got a couple of guys in the drunk tank, probably picked up some kids for smoking the weed.
Even though a 76 Nova is not a crappy car. But anyway.
You know what I mean.
But
so okay, I get what you're saying, and you were saying you were going to talk about at the lady's house with the cats.
Yes. Now, I like the dramatic feel of having her as a silhouette. I like that. I like the part where they showed the demon and everything like that. But it's almost like the amount of light coming from that field, you would think it would go in front of the house somewhat. Because it's literally, the field's here, the house is here. You would think...
The field is also framed, and the house is surrounded by trees. There's trees separating the field and the house. So they were getting that light that backlight on the scarecrow. But it wasn't enough. The trees are blocking the front porch from being lit up. So you're just getting the backlighting from inside the house for the lady and the cats. Mm-hmm. And then if you remember, when the demon shows up or goes in the house, the lights go off.
Yeah, no, I got that.
And then you get that backlighting again when, you know, he shows up and he's literally puppeting her.
I still feel that the light from the field was so damn bright, it still could have appeared somewhat in the front, but again,
I get
it's
what
suspense
you're saying.
factor. I get it.
I do get what you're saying. You know, I'm also like thinking about how lighting works in the woods, essentially too. Like, for example, my aunt's house in the middle of the woods in Germantown. She puts her front porch light on, and it's only showing out, and it's a floodlight. It's only showing out so far. You go outside that circle of light, and you're in pitch black. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing how much the trees can very much dampen things.
I mean, I guess I can see your point there. I guess I still have my feelings about it, but again,
I think it's all part of the storytelling. To be honest,
that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, it's all of the suspense factor and all that junk.
Yeah,
I get it. So, what are you gonna rate it? I got mine ready.
I would say probably about a 7.5.
I'd say 7.
Yeah. Yeah, because there were parts where I'm just like, oh, come on, you two. And, you know,
like they did some dumb
right
shit that even certain horror movies don't do.
Right. Like running over him, I get it, hitting, so in storytelling, comedy, horror, or otherwise, there's something called the rule of 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first time you do it, you can either do it once or 3 times for it to be effective in that furthering. First time, okay, great, it's done, it's over with. Second time, you better be following it by a 3rd. But don't go any further than 3. They actually kind of giggle about, like, do a little, like, underhanded giggle of the rule of 3 in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's that whole joke about, you know, don't count to 5 or 4. Mm-hmm. It's 3. And he's like, 1, 2, 5. 3, sir. You know? It's kind of that little, like, but they ran him over, like, 5 times.
Yeah, pretty much at least.
It was at least 5 times. Because she went backward, forward, backward, forward.
Remember, you gotta count the one where she hit him going forward first.
Okay, so forward, backward, forward, backward, forward. Yeah, 5 times. It was excessive.
Yeah.
You do...
It was a bit much to the point where you're like, alright.
Exactly, enough already.
And even the brother was like, stop.
Yeah, yeah, seriously.
But seriously, she would have broke that beautiful car. Even though it's already like, I can't believe it lasted.
It's probably dead. But yeah, so I think the running over was a little excessive. They should have stopped at 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd safely say 7.
Okay.
Just creepy enough. Kept me mainly interested. I rolled my eyes a couple of times.
Trust me, I did the same.
And it's a very blurry line of giving homage to certain stories that came before yours or blatantly stealing it.
They didn't blatantly steal it, though. The reason why
coming back every 23 years, feeding off the fear.
Every 23 for 23 days.
Yeah, but still.
Remember, it's not technically stealing because the thing is.
Oh, okay. my point is, it was enough that it wasn't an original idea.
What horror movie is an original idea?
Fair enough. Stephen King stories mainly.
Well,
he came first.
Well, Stephen King has a fucked up mind, and I share a birthday with him. So.
Do you really?
I do. September 21st.
I didn't know that.
That's right. Him, Bill Murray, all those guys.
Awesome.
But yeah, Stephen King, he has an amazing.
But you get what I'm saying.
Interesting mind. But yeah, but also
it seemed very very similar.
I mean, but you can kind of say that with Jason and Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, when it comes, I mean, how many of those movies of, oh, this rural town has this killer in it. There's so many of these. I totally get it. Yeah.
I totally get it.
But I do understand what you mean. That
particular plot point kind of rubbed me a little in the fact that it was a little too similar.
That's why you gotta watch I guess you gotta watch the rest of them to kind of get the extended version of the story, or just Google it. Whatever.
I'll Google.
I'm not saying you're going to. I'm kind of letting them know.
Yeah.
For the fact that. But yeah, guys, there you go. Jeepers Creepers. Check it out on Amazon Prime. Thank you. And it is to rent for $3.99.
Yep.
You can check that out. So yeah, I believe that is all for tonight. But before we go, I'd like to give a thank you to Wild Bill's Craft Beverages.
Hey man, this is brought to you by Wild Bill Soda. It's a soda with a purpose. Owned and operated by our military vets, Wild Bill is most famous for their delicious soda, iced tea, and lemonade, which offers many assorted flavors to feed your wild side. They're made with pure cane sugar and it's perfect for vegans, but for anyone looking for culinary thrill seeking, they also offer barbecue sauces and spicy hot sauces. We can't forget about the collectible stainless steel mugs, which are great for hot or cold drinks. And if you're not like me and you actually go to conventions, you can actually get unlimited free refills down there. So go to wildbillsoda.com and they'll hook you up. And by the way, use True Story Bro as a promo code and they'll save you 10% off any purchase. Wild Bill Soda. No bull, just bills, I guess.
Anyway, that'll be it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching. If you do like these videos, please hit the like. Bing, bing, bing. It does help us out. You can also subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell if you want to get updated on all things Saturday Night Nightmare. Mm-hmm. And also, comment. Like we said in the beginning, we love them, we read them, we respond, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
Trust me, we do. Until you guys do that, we're just going to keep it real.
We're going to keep it spooky.
But until then, we're going to keep it real spooky. See you guys next week. Later.
Bye-bye.